Lord, there we go. I just started Greg with, hey, Greg, are you ready to celebrate Hulk Hogan? And he went, I feel like we're about to start the great SmackDaddy debate because you went off to get milk last week and you actually came back just in time for Hulk Hogan's milk run.
Yeah. Listen, it was touch and go for a little bit.
Because of the beginning of the show?
I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
You didn't want to deal with it? Are you heartbroken, Greg? Because I am. Oh, okay. So
I'm not.
Let's begin this then before we get into the actual show. It's a perfect spot to put this, and then we'll play the music and we'll get into the SmackDown review. Because yesterday, Hulk Hogan, better also known as Terry Bollea, depending on who you ask, died. And after 71 years, he is gone to meet his maker. So, Greg, you don't seem very happy about the fact that the wrestling world is going to celebrate Hulk Hogan for the foreseeable future.
I got
which was a video and
a complete whitewash of Hulk Hogan and who he was. I mean, and I've been saying it since yesterday. Like, Terry Bollea died about 30 years ago, right? Like, when Hulk Hogan took the stand in the Gawker trial, I mean, Hulk Hogan or Terry Bollea died that day. Like, yeah, Hulk Hogan has, has had a tremendous impact on wrestling and pop culture. There's no way you can deny that. However, in my opinion, terrible human being. So it's trying to reconcile in my head the good that him and this character did for wrestling as a whole, backdrop against the effect that Hulk Hogan has had on so many other things and the impacts of I'm struggling with words to say that's not going to get me canceled, if I'm being honest with you at this point.
More than one thing can be true.
Yeah, like, and that's the part with this that I really like. Okay, I understand that, you had to do something there tonight, and if they did the thing off the top, which is kind of the standard now of the, in memoriam card type thing. I mean, it's rarer now to see the 10 bell salute. And I mean, if they then moved on with SmackDown for the night,
would that have been?
I would have been okay with that,
right? Would that have been enough given his impact on professional wrestling?
Honestly, I think that's even too much.
Hulk Hogan had his come to Jesus meeting. I mean, literally yesterday, but his come to Jesus meeting was him showing up at the Netflix debut in LA and being booed out of the building. So the last time Hulk Hogan got to be in front of the WWE universe, let him know what they thought about. I don't want to make this overly political, but I would say argument about A, his politics, B, his choice of words over the years, and I would say the issue isn't that Hulk Hogan said awful things. The issue is that I don't think he ever apologized for it, to the best of anyone's knowledge. And that's the actual problem.
He didn't. I mean, apparently what he said backstage when he had that chance to apologize was, you got to be watching. I'm sure
he did. Dude, he did not say man. He said, you got to be watching for cameras everywhere, brother.
Yeah. Like,
and yet we can't deny the fact that, for example, Ric Flair has talked about how when his son needed to go to rehab, it was Hulk Hogan that paid for it. Like there's these, and I think this is the dichotomy of most human beings, is that there is the person that the world sees, and we are judged on our actions and the things we put on social media and things like that. And when we screw up, the judgment of a man or a woman, or whatever gender you want to call yourself, the judgment of a person's character would probably be the best way to say it now, is based on it's not when you fall, it's how you handle that fall and how you get back up and try and make it up to the people around you.
It's based on their actions, right? I struggle, particularly in recent years, in separating the actions and the nostalgia of the 80s and 90s Hulk Hogan versus the, as you rightly put, the politics, the racism
Terry Bollea
of the man I don't think they're the same person. Like, I'm not. I think Terry Bollea died about 30 years ago. I think at this point in his head, it's all Hulk Hogan. Like, or I mean, I should say in his head, because like he's alive now. Yeah. I don't think that Terry Bollea,
and the other thing I would say is
30 years.
I think I feel I can have a bit of compassion for him because of the things when he said them. He was going through a messy divorce that was obviously at least half his fault. And the other thing is, we have all said horrible things when the cameras weren't rolling. And yeah, I always feel bad judging somebody on their worst day. And I would say that was probably one of the worst days for Terry Bollea, going through a divorce, being secretly filmed for a sex tape. On the other hand, he did kill Gawker, so good for him for that.
Yeah, I wonder if that was his worst day, though, Brad.
Right,
it's the worst day that obviously we may know about.
Like, got to be more to call. I mean, Terry Bollea died without meeting his grandchildren because his daughter separated herself from the rest of the family. So, like, there is stuff there, and part of you just got to feel bad for the fact that at some point many times from the sounds of things, he tried to get his life together and it just didn't. And yeah, like by all accounts, he was, in the gym the other day and didn't wake up another day. So I feel bad that he never got a chance to try and redeem himself in some way. And I don't like the idea that people are celebrating the fact that a person is dead. It's like, you should never be celebrating somebody else's death.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I wish I could, I wish I could, find the good in it right now, or not necessarily the good, but like, I know you are much more positive, about it. I have really, really struggled to. I
just think back to this, so. The way I've been able to make peace with it is to know that every person I've ever met has some level of flaws, including the one that stares at me in the mirror on a daily basis. And then the other thing is, as a kid 100%. Who fell in love with wrestling, I am not a wrestling fan if it's not for Hulk Hogan. And so much of my happy memories in life over the last 20 years come from three main sources, which is my lovely wife, my relationship with God, and professional wrestling. Many of my friends, many of my long-term relationships have all come from those one of those three sources. And if it wasn't for Terry Bollea doing the posing routine and dropping the leg, I wouldn't be a wrestling fan. In fact, I don't talk about this very often. I don't have a lot of my memories from my childhood due to a head injury as a 10-year-old. The only flashes I have, ironically, are of me doing the Hulk Hogan routine, watching Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant. And yeah, it's been one of the saddest things to see the fall of Terry Bollea in the last 10 years. And I think we can all say, we wish that we never knew the stuff about Hulk Hogan that has come out. However it has. And we can, while not putting any of that into the closet and pretending like it didn't happen, I think we can say the wrestling isn't what it is today without Hulk Hogan. And boy, oh boy, this is complicated now. Can you imagine when he who should not be named dies? Because that's got to happen eventually. And I don't know how you even talk about, you can't even say, we don't say his name on this podcast very deliberately. And not just because we wanted to sell a funny t-shirt, but because I don't like talking about the guy. And what he did is at least 100 times worse than anything Hulk Hogan was ever proven to have done. And that's the tricky part about all this. Exactly. I got to tell you, the best part of this show when it came to that was Cody Rhodes, because he pretty much, he said it the best way.
Cody Rhodes is the only one tonight who didn't whitewash. And I mean, Cody didn't go in the deep end or anything. No, he said
very simply, I'm struggling to search and have the words to address the complicated feelings that we're all having remembering Hulk Hogan. But nevertheless, I want to thank him for what he's meant to wrestling. And I think that is Cody articulated in many ways what most of us are feeling right now. Now, meanwhile, I did get to leave work a half an hour early today because my boss let me leave a little bit early because I showed him the Hulk Hogan meme. How do I talk to HR and do I get some time off for bereavement? Because he died, brother.
That's right. Your brother died.
All right. There's no easy way to do this.
Yeah.
I'll probably put some music in here. And part of me wants to put in Real American, but we'll just play the theme song and we'll just move on.
Podcast and sports entertainment, it's Brad, the dad, and Father Greg, the SmackDaddies.
So, hello, friends, and welcome to your SmackDown review for the Hub. For the last 10 or 12 minutes, you've been listening to Brad, the dad. Riding shotgun with me is my tag team partner, back with the milk, Greg, Father Feltham.
Only barely, though.
And don't worry, Greg, I'm not drinking a Real American beer. I'm drinking an alcoholic root beer.
I am just drinking a Pepsi Zero Cherry.
Oh, very good. Yeah. So that's the end. We will mention as they come up, Greg, I'll just mention it. The only other thing I want to say about the Hulk Hogan thing, did you play Where's Waldo with the people on the stage?
Yes, I did. Give me a sec here. I did have it up a second ago of who was there.
Well, okay, I'll go through the ones I saw, and then you can tell me if I missed it. Jimmy Hart up front.
Yes, of course.
We had Cody and Triple H. The other Hall of Famers that I saw were Sergeant Slaughter, Bruce Pritchard, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and I think that was Jim Duggan.
That the gentleman in the white suit next to DiBiase?
No, I don't know who that was. Jim Duggan was on the other side. I thought I saw a very skinny looking Jim Duggan.
Yeah, Jim Duggan was there. The only one that I didn't get that. Gerald Briscoe was there as well.
That's who I was thinking. It was the other one.
Yeah, and then B. Brian Blair.
Oh, B. Brian Blair. Yeah, and it's. I mean, listen, the legacy of Hulk Hogan is complicated, and Jesse Ventura somewhere is celebrating like he's part of Black Twitter.
Having an aneurysm.
Oh, I would say he's pretty happy. You know, the famous Jimmy that Hulk Hogan may have snitched to the office and killed the idea that they're going to start a union.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure TKO buys them if they're unionized. So we get.
I would say,
So we've already talked about it. If you haven't seen it, narrated very well by Triple H. It is definitely a bit of a whitewashing, but it is the story of Hulk Hogan, the professional wrestler, not so much maybe Terry Bollea, the person. Greg, yeah, I know this is all complicated for you, but was there anything that stuck out of that highlight package other than just the general?
No.
I got to tell you, the pictures of Hulk Hogan, the kid, is kind of wild.
I struggled to even watch it, if I'm honest, because I knew what it was going to be, and I really didn't care.
Well, time to move on to like things that are. There's a couple more of these, and I'll mention them as we go past them. The biggest thing for tonight was that we are 2 weeks from SummerSlam, Greg. Really, functionally 8 days, and apparently we need to get that card out there.
Apparently, that was released pretty hard tonight.
Logan Paul comes to the ring for his talking segment. Boy, do I miss Piper's Pit right now.
Yeah.
How about Miz TV? Miz TV would be better than this.
It would be.
Logan Paul's from Cleveland. Greg, did you know this?
I did not realize that Logan Paul was from Cleveland. No.
And apparently so is Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll cuts him off. He calls him out for making fun of people from Cleveland. Logan Paul.
Is he from Cleveland? I didn't think he was from Cleveland.
Oh, he's making fun of Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, isn't he from like Nashville or somewhere?
I don't think Jelly Roll's from Cleveland, but he basically adopted it as his hometown tonight. Logan Paul.
Yeah, he was born in Nashville, which is where we were like last week. So,
which makes sense.
2 weeks ago.
Setting up this match. So Logan Paul says that there are two WWE superstars against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Tell me when he's telling lies.
Yeah.
No lies told. Okay, so then Jelly Roll calls out Logan Paul for being a bully, and this was the kind of jerk that he dealt with in high school, and now he's going to overcome. Drew McIntyre comes in. Looks like things are going to go bad. I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. And here comes Randy Orton. Fights on.
Okay, hold on. Before we go further, do you kind of want to hear a Jelly Roll voice, Jim Johnson version of Voices now?
Jelly Roll singing. I hear voices in my head.
Yeah. Drop the I don't know who's doing the vocals in that song. He
can sing it as a duet. We hear voices in our head. We talk to me. We understand. We talk to me. There we go. Perfect. Anyways. The only thing that was bad about this was everything that involved Jelly Roll getting physical. This guy's supposed to have a wrestling match in 8 days, and he could barely pull off a boss man slam. I'm not saying I do any better, Greg. This is scary. Like his physicality looked like he was actually hitting Logan Paul and didn't know how to bump.
No. I think I disagree entirely. I mean, he did the wrestling, the wrestling punches. You could see the stomps as he was going, right? I mean, you can tell that this guy spent a little bit of time in the Performance Center. I mean, I know that he's in
his clothes. No clotheslines. He do shoulder tackles, no clotheslines.
Yeah, shoulder tackles. I mean, I understand. Like the guy's dropped like 200 pounds in the last year. Like it's ridiculous. And I know he's been training at the Performance Center to kind of get ready for this. I mean, are you going to see him as Bad Bunny? No, but it's going to be a spectacle. It's going to, this is the.
Can he get to LT level? Can he get to LT level? Because that to me is the measuring stick. LT is depending on how you feel when you watch the match. That's either a pass or a fail, and it can go either way. Can he get to LT?
I think so.
I hope so, because like he's not an athlete, and it showed a little bit tonight. Like he's not as coordinated as some of the athletes we've had recently.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we're going to get.
It's definitely going to be a spectacle, and it fits perfectly for a 2-night SummerSlam. If this was a 1-night SummerSlam, I'd be pissed that somebody else wasn't getting on the card. But they've managed to get something on the card that we've been waiting for since WrestleMania. That's your tease for tonight.
Okay.
Other than I don't. Is the title for this show going to be "I'm a Real American"?
No. The title for tonight's show comes from two different clips in the show. first one was this clip that we had, or this section of the show.
The Lucha Pals?
No, where Jelly Roll was called a Kentucky Fried Convict.
That's a good line.
And then a little bit later, we'll get the Julia and Katana Chase interaction, and we'll get Clipboard Karens. So this episode is called Kentucky Fried Convicts and Clipboard Karens.
We get an amazing promo for the Lucha Pals showing them doing lucha things.
I skipped through this.
Craig,
when I saw this, I was like, oh dear God, I'm not watching Lucha Pals.
And there's a movie coming out called Bad Guys, which has a luchador scene in it.
Again, fast forward through this.
Charlotte is out with Alexa, who will be facing Roxanne Perez, who's accompanied by Raquel Rodriguez.
Right.
Greg, I knew how this was going to end before we started.
Yes.
Because Alexa starts hot. She gets beat down due to a cheap shot. And this whole match just is building towards the referee distraction, which causes Charlotte and Raquel to get into it. When Raquel rallies, we get basically a twisted Bliss to the outside. Somewhere in this, Alexa cracks her nose.
Yeah, it looks like Alexa broke her nose on the twisted Bliss or something.
Yeah, because I don't think it was when Roxanne hit her, because Roxanne just rolled her up for the 1-2-3, holding the ropes. And the champs win. So the heels win the not friends win the first one. The heels win the second one. And then what's going to happen next week, Greg?
Next week is probably going to be all four of them in a match.
Well, at SummerSlam, but I think we'll get an 8-women tag where we'll get some of the Raw women and some of the SmackDown women on one side and the other.
Probably.
Meanwhile, this match, Greg, served its purpose. This led right into our next segment where Jade is in the back. She's radiating confidence and she's getting ready for her WrestleMania, her SummerSlam match. Chelsea Green comes in basically right after that, telling Kathy Kelly that Jade took her spot, that she's overrated, and she just starts running her down. Meanwhile, she finally realizes that Jade's right behind her, and Jade beats her up, picks her up, throws her in the ring, and that's how we get a match. So Chelsea versus Jade. Secret Service comes down, does a little save. We get a commercial and finally some offense by Chelsea Green. And it really doesn't last very long. She hits the Unpretty Her, or Jade tries to get hit by the Unpretty Her, and then we hit Jaded 1, 2, 3. Secret Service comes in. Tiffany Stratton is in for the save. And my only question to you is, are we cutting a Tiffy time segment?
No, but this makes no sense to me.
You and Wade Barrett agree.
Yeah, like that. Why? Why would you do that? Like, I'm not saying that Tiffany needs to be a squeaky clean baby face, but like, why would you come in to save the person that you're going to be facing next week? And oh, by the way, who's going to kick your ass? I mean, I don't know if Jade is going to win now, but since Naomi, has the other title, I don't know if it makes sense for Jade to win.
Oh, I think that's the best way to honor Hulk Hogan's memory, is to have those two particular women have all the titles.
Let's move on.
Greg's like, not being canceled. He is
just trying to bait me at this point.
We got to remembering Hulk Hogan from 1984 when he took the belt from the Iron Sheik. Cody comes out. We already talked a little bit about how he started his promo. He then talks about the street fight violence. Greg, this is also just before this. We got recap 1.
Oh,
I didn't turn on my. I didn't turn on. I didn't turn on the soundboard. Okay,
no, you didn't.
So fine.
That's okay.
John Cena is going to end up with I don't know. Was that like you weren't here last week? I was not. And you know what? I was thinking to myself after watching that, if
John Cena could afford himself, a high-priced lawyer like, I don't know, LA Knight, to throw on the suit again and come back out and challenge the validity of this contract.
Or Johnny Gargano has also been a high-priced lawyer.
Yeah, or Johnny Gargano, like
Tommaso Ciampa, most of the roster.
Right.
So that was great. Cody then basically talks about the street fight, and he doesn't want to beat the loser John Cena. He wants to beat the old John Cena, the one that talked to Stu, the one that ran to the ring. Can he beat the real John Cena to prove himself, Greg?
I don't care.
You don't want to see Cody win the title?
Not really.
Listen, it's not too late. I think Hulk Hogan, we could come back and cash in the Hulk Hogan in the bank contract and win the title next week at SummerSlam.
I don't think we should even start down that path.
He's not. Hulkamania is never going to die, so don't worry about it. He's got this.
Moving on.
Another recap. Greg, this is what you missed last week was the bloodline drama.
Yeah. So was it last week or was it the week that I was here that they've now changed their names to MFT?
My Family Tree.
Is that what that's supposed to mean? Because I work in IT-ish, so all I can think of is managed file transfer. So these guys are the managed files transfers in my mind.
Which is still better than new bloodline, which is still better than My Family Tree. That is actually what that stands for.
I was like, what the hell is MFT? I'm like, if I need to send a file between two places, that's what I'd use is MFT.
My Failing Team.
Mission First Tactical.
There's an F-bomb that needs to be dropped right in the bit there.
Marriage and Family Therapy.
All of these are better names for this faction.
Hold on. We're going here. Master File Table.
Okay, what else?
Media Foundation Transformation.
Okay.
What else we got here? The Marble Freedom Trust.
Okay.
Mean Field Theory.
Ooh, yeah.
Micro Four Thirds.
My Favorite Thing is also one that you could do.
Moral Foundations Theory.
There's 55 things this could be. According to what is MFT? Motor fuel tax.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that might make sense because Fatu is all gas, no brakes.
Mature fine tailing.
Okay, that was a good one.
Okay, it was a good one.
I was like, come on.
Oh my God.
Gas, no brakes.
Male to female is no, wait, that can't be it. That says male to female transsexual is an MFT according to this. There's like, okay, wait. Mission function task. Did you do that one already?
I don't know. I've gotten bored with this.
Maximal fairness, testosterone, multiple facility trip, male follow-up 2, message format transition. Look at this, terrible. Magnetic field exposure. How's that MFT? That's MFE. Who came up with these? I'm reading this off of Acronym Finder.
Okay.
So thanks to Acronym Finder for sponsoring this segment. Greg, this was ridiculous. MFT, nobody cares. So as I go back to my notes, Solo cuts a promo talking about, Jacob cuts a promo talking about how he's going to dog walk his ass and beat him up. And this is where the Miz comes back after 6 weeks on the milk carton.
Yes.
And he slaps Jacob upside his head because he's the Miz and he's back.
Yeah, and the Miz is from Cleveland, so you know what's going to happen here.
The other thing that you missed while you were away, Jacob now has themed t-shirts.
Oh.
He was wearing, last week they were in Sacramento, and he was wearing a Spurs themed t-shirt. And tonight he's wearing a Cleveland Cavs themed t-shirt. Fair. But before we get to the match, Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Aleister Black is collecting debts. Damian Priest talks about back on the streets, he used to fight people like him. And they basically are both creatures of the darkness. And Damian Priest like dropping lines. I am going to punish him. Get it? He's punished.
I was going to say, I'm going to fast forward through this segment. So,
Greg, next week, Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. In how far are they fallen match?
Sure.
Neither of these guys are on SummerSlam. I'm just putting that out there. I'm pretty sure Damian Priest was defending a world title last year, maybe around this time.
Maybe.
So, Miz versus Jacob Fatu. Miz starts hot. Jacob Fatu basically destroys him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The MFT come out before the commercial break. After the commercial break, they get involved. There's a dive to the outside. Jacob Fatu then throws the Miz up in the air for a giant pop-up Samoan. We didn't even get a moonsault, and he wins. Miz got taken out by a giant pop-up Samoan.
Sure.
Which works perfectly with the rest of this gimmick because the Samoans continue to pop up and pop off, and they attack. And then Jimmy comes down for the save of the chair. He can take out both of the other losers, but Tala Tonga can't be taken out even by a steel chair. Jimmy gets taken care of. Jacob then rallies, but eventually the Jacob Fatu tries to put a chair around Solo's neck. Tala Tonga intervenes, and the heels win, and Jacob Fatu is left laying along with Jimmy. We don't even see by the end of it. Him and the Miz have crawled away and
never to be heard from again.
Do you think the Miz has crawled all the way to find R-Truth so that he can get into that tag team scene?
Maybe. That's another one that's gone out for milk now, isn't it?
Yeah. So we used to put people on milk cartons. I feel like there's a lot of wrestlers who go for milk and then get lost for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Carmelo Hayes, paging Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now back. The Street Profits, just making sense, dude. But the only other question I had for you before we get to Street Profits, because I'm going to digress. Tala Tonga, any impression so far? Like, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, right?
He's the Tala of the Tongas.
And choke slamming people.
Sure.
No selling.
Yeah, that's sure. Whatever.
Okay, so Street Profits are in the back making sense. They weren't in the title eliminator match last week, and they weren't in the title eliminator match on Raw, even though people can move back and forth from the shows. How come they are not getting a rematch?
I wish I could tell you.
DIY cuts them off, saying they don't deserve anything. This is all their fault. And the Street Profits are like literally looking at them like, seriously? It's our fault? Yeah,
it's something.
Well, this leads to our main event, which also, this match starts, Greg. I know how this match is ending.
Before it even gets going?
Of course.
Yeah.
Lucha Pals versus the Creepy Wyatts. The Wyatt Six.
Yes.
So the Wyatts do their creepy entrance. Ray Phoenix gets isolated all the way through the commercial. We get a hot tag. Andrade's flying around. He tries to hit the message. There's a save made. I love when Ray Phoenix tries to hit 619 and one of the Wyatts just boots him through the ropes. It was effective and beautiful.
It's all right.
Assisted powerbomb. Andrade gets his knees up. Ray Phoenix jumps over Andrade, taking out one Wyatt. The other Wyatt gets hit by the message, and Nikki Cross pulls the referee out for the DQ. Eric Rowan destroys the Lucha Pals. Braxium comes down. They try to save, but they're overpowered. Motor City Machine Guns come down, and now 4-on-1 they can take out Eric Rowan. Then the Street Profits come down. They're doing big dives to everybody. Nick Aldis is standing there. This is what I texted Greg, and Greg's like, I'm at the Nick Aldis part. So I knew you were almost done. I thought Nick Aldis was going to say something useful, but no, not until he gets into the ring. And he says, I'm done with this. I'm going to do what we didn't have time to do on WrestleMania, and we're going to get a ladder match with all of these teams.
No, we're going to get TLC.
Wait, no. The last great TLC is not going to happen until we see the Dudleys versus the Hardys in TNA in months from now.
Oh, well, he announced we're getting TLC.
So we're getting TLC, Greg. And I'm happy. I'm glad all these guys are finally getting on the show.
Sure.
Do you think? And we're going to see insanity.
I think we're going to see something that's going to be interesting, to say the least.
What's going to be a bigger spectacle, Jelly Roll Wrestling or some of the bumps these guys are going to take in TLC?
That's a good question. I don't know, but I can tell you one thing you're not going to see next week.
I feel like there's a Hulk Hogan joke waiting to happen.
It's not. It's WWE Late Night with Tony Hinchcliffe. Got canceled.
I heard that. Yeah, if you think our Hulk Hogan jokes are bad, you imagine what Tony Hinchcliffe would have done?
Well, they ain't going to be happening next week.
Well, that's good. Tony Hinchcliffe, goodbye.
So, yeah.
I mean, there was probably other wrestling news that's happened in the last 2 days, but one story has dominated it. And God bless WWE, because they had to try and put a wrestling show together in the middle of this mess that's supposed to build up SummerSlam.
No, but let's hit the music.
This is your SmackDown synopsis.
So, Greg, I already know what the answer is, and I will get the buzzer ready. But when I'm just going to put Hulk Hogan stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I would keep it, but Greg has the button this week. So it is what it is. I think that if you're a big wrestling fan in the 80s, you'll get a kick out of that. If you're not going to. Logan Paul and Jelly Roll with run-ins and special guest appearances by Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton.
Sure.
That's definitely I also know the answer to this one because you already admitted this. So the Lucha Pals promo back, Greg was like, hell no. Cut that crap.
Right.
And so all of the bad guys promotional work that was done on this show, Greg was like,
yeah.
Alexa Charlotte versus Roxanne with Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think that we can keep this.
Is that because you love her so much?
Love who so much?
Well, clearly you have become a big fan of Charlotte Flair.
No, I'm definitely not.
Okay, so we'll just say it's Alexa Bliss's fault. Here we go. Here's some cheering.
That's right.
And no cheering. Okay, what's wrong with you, cheering button? No cheering. I pressed the cheering button twice now. All right. Time to send my soundboard out to the cleaner or maybe to the repair guy. I'll just go with a good old yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Chelsea Green, Greg, versus Jade.
I have to keep this because I need the Tiffy part.
It's Tiffy time.
Yeah, and we have a rule.
That's right. We do.
Cody Rhodes addressing the Hulk Hogan controversy and then the John Cena controversy.
Yeah, I think I could have done without this, if I'm being honest. But I mean, I almost have to keep part of it because he's the only one who said something that was even close to being true. So I don't know. Digital exclusive.
That one goes. He watched the first line and then Greg went fast forward. Aleister Black and Damian Priest.
Yeah, we can cut that because I didn't watch that.
I know you didn't. Ms. Jacob Fatu, the whole interaction in the back and the match. And I'll even say the fighting at the end. I know how you love your bloodline.
Cut it all.
Greg, but it's as the bloodline turns.
Remember, if there's no bloodline now, there's managed file transfers.
Or let's see what other one. Let me go randomly select number 23 on this list, Greg. MFT number 23, according to the 55 definitions, is Metallic Facilities Terminal.
Sure.
You know what? I think I'm going to bookmark this page right now because this is going to be how we future. Yeah, bookmark this tab. This is how we're going to determine what MFT is for this week.
Okay, sounds good.
Greg's like, you're insane. This was absolutely insane.
On so many levels.
So what are we doing with the DIY and Street Profits interaction?
Cut.
Oh. But Greg.
This rebel heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we even keeping this main event then?
Yes.
Yeah, we're keeping the main event.
To.
Acknowledge me.
We have to keep the main event because it sets up the whole SummerSlam piece.
Yeah. Right? I guess that makes sense.
I will beat the ever-living hustle, loyalty, respect right back in your ass.
I don't think you will because we haven't seen you.
Greg, listen, those guys are getting on the card finally because another great line.
You better get in when you fit in.
Because that's it. We are getting our tag match finally 6 months later. I'm sure the Wyatts are very happy because they're now back on TV. They wouldn't have been involved in this. The Garzas and Pretty Deadly are pissed because they're both gone.
Yeah.
So instead, the Wyatts have replaced Pretty Deadly, and the Garzas have been shipped off to Mexico to defend the Triple A tag champs. And speaking of champs, the champs will be back on Monday, the Raw Dogs, with the Go Home show before Monday Night Raw, with more Hulk Hogan tributes, with furious Father Feltham angrily yelling at the clouds.
Facts.
And you'll get all kinds of other fun shows, including our retro reviews, They Talk Too Much. And check us out on YouTube. I am trying to keep up with the YouTube shorts and try and do the odd.
You were doing yeoman's work for that.
Doing a little bit of just news. I didn't do one for Hulk Hogan because I really didn't know what to even say, to be honest with you. It's like, where do you even begin with? How do you do a Hulk Hogan 1 minute retrospective? It's like, you don't. That's the answer I came up with.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll be back with the old speed run next week. Because
you bet your ass.
I think at some point we might be called into to review one night of SummerSlam, or as Greg is soon to find out, due to a listener request. Greg, did you not hear about this? Randy didn't call you today?
No.
He started a new tier on Patreon, which is listener requests.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first one came in. It's for you and me, so we've been asked to take it. The Hulk Hogan DVD, Hulkamania Still Rules, is also available on the WWE Network. So we should be able to. It's on Netflix. You and I are going to sit down and watch a 2-hour retrospective of Hulk Hogan's career.
That ain't happening.
I'm totally messing. There's no tier for that.
Yeah, that ain't happening on so many levels.
The tier, Greg's like, it's the $85 tier, Greg.
No, that's still too cheap.
I'll put it out there. If somebody wants to send me $85, I will do a watch along for that Hulk Hogan DVD, which by the way is right over here in my cabinet. And if you give me an extra $85, I'll go hog tie Greg and force him to watch it.
Good night.
All right, friends. Thank you for listening to our foolishness. And I would say just keep in mind that you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So make sure that today you bring your best out, and you hug somebody you love. And yeah, don't say anything stupid that you can't apologize for. Goodbye, friends.